Hi there, students. Submerse and submerge. Okay, both of these mean to go underwater. This video's for Ronan. Let's see. To submerge, the submarine submerged, it went under the water. The submarine submersed. I guess you could use that as well. Let's see, most of the dictionaries give lots about submerge, but they give very little about submerse. Let's see. I think submerge gives you the idea that something goes down and is completely hidden by water. Yeah? To go under the liquid, under a liquid so that you can't really see it. Whereas submerse just means to cover in water. Now, we could use this metaphorically, completely covered with. So he submerged into his room and didn't appear for several days. So here we're using submerge like to hide. Whereas if you are submersed in something, it's all around you. So when you go to London, as a student, you need to submerse yourself in English, to have it every way, have it all around you, have it as part of everything you do. So notice this is clearly a difference between the two. If something is submersed, it's got water or other things all around it. Whereas it's submerged, it's plunged into the depths and it's hidden. Yeah? So a submersible, is something that will go into the water. A submarine, which is submerged, goes down deep. The submersible can go down deep as well. But I also think the submersible is smaller. Okay, so submersion, the act of being under the surface so that the liquid completely covers it. I preserved the cherries by submersing them in alcohol. Yeah, but I submersed my head in the bucket of water. I submerged my head. Doesn't sound so good. Okay, so to submerge, to go down, to hide, to get lost in the depths. He was submerged in his work and he didn't have time for anything else. He was submersed in his work. He really enjoyed it. It was part of him. It was always around him. And this clearly, there's a very different nuance between the two words. Okay, I think the submerge has the idea of suppress. Yeah, to make obscure, to make subordinate to. Yeah, he was submerged in his responsibilities. They went over the top of him and hid him. He was submersed in his responsibilities. They were all around him. Yeah, he could see them everywhere, but he could cope very easily and also had his own life. Okay, so to submerse, most of the dictionaries say submerge, but I feel they are different because submerge, it gives this idea of hidden from sight. Yeah. So I woke it. He was sleeping on the sofa with a blanket over his head. He submerged to look at me and then went back to sleep again. He submerged. He went back under. I wouldn't say he submersed. Okay, so submersible, submersion is just putting it under water, or under a liquid. Plants, there are some plants that grow entirely underwater. They grow submersed in water, but they still need the light. submerged. Well, maybe the roots are submerged, but the leaves are submersed because they are nearer the top. They're both are completely covered, but one's down deep and invisible, whereas submersed, covered with. And yeah, you need to submerse yourself in your studies, but don't get submerged by them. Don't get suppressed. Don't get pushed down so that there is nothing else in your life. Okay, so formality, submerge. I think I'm going to give it a 5.5, maybe a 6 in formality. Use anywhere. Submerse, maybe 6.5 in formality, using a semi-formal conversation or above. And then as to origin, I think both of these words come from Latin. Okay, so submerge, submergere, yeah, mergere, to plunge in, and submerse from comes from the same root as well. Okay, so to submerse, completely covered in, it's all the way around, whereas submerged, plunge deep, and that's the idea. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Submerse and submerge.